What's going on, guys? Coach MANdler here, Team Swole Patrol. Before we get into today's subject matter, let's address the elephant in the room. Yeah, I'm sporting a stash, but it's for a cause, okay? Last month we wore pink to support the titties. This month we're sporting a stash to mark the beginning of Movember and the quest for us to find a cure for all male health issues that are beating us up. Things like testicular cancer and prostate cancer. So even though I look like a kitty tickler, a perv, or a 70s porn star, or even the lost member of the Village People, I'm supporting the cause by sporting the stash. I suggest you do the same. Now, that said, let's get into today's subject matter: what we need to keep in the gym bag. First off, let me say this: the gym bag is an absolute essential for all meatheads looking to get the most out of their training and their recovery from their training. It is not a man purse because, unlike a man purse, it will bring up your man quotient instead of lead to a massive drop in it, with endless jokes being hurled your way. All right? Now, let's address another thing. It has essentially evolved from the fanny pack. Yes, bodybuilders back in the day and still today use the fanny pack, but let's be honest, if you're a natural lifter, you typically won't have much use for a fanny pack unless you're putting a baggie of protein or an energy drink powder in there. So just know that the gym bag is like a utility belt chock full of goodies that will enhance the quality of your routine, support the effectiveness of it, and ultimately lend a hand towards you getting a better workout day in and day out. Let's take a look inside what your essentials should be inside this kick-ass bag full of swole goodies. First up are all the garments that you should have inside the bag. Obviously, a change of clothes is important, but not just a change of clothes from work. Also, you want to have a clean pair of drawers and underwear in case you forget to take a shit before a heavy deadlift or squat session, in case you drop a deuce in your pants. Because let's be serious, the same muscles that we're gonna use to bear down and push out a turd are gonna be the same ones you use in the Valsalva maneuver for some of the more advanced breathing techniques for hitting bigger lifts. So, just in case of emergency, I'm not kidding, you always want to, number one, drop a deuce beforehand, but two, if you don't and you accidentally squeeze one out, fresh pair of drawers. Clutch, trust me. Next up is the courtesy towel. God forbid you go down to lay on the bench and you're laying down in the prior person's petri dish of sweaty goop. That shit's unacceptable. Don't be that douchebag that doesn't wipe off the sweat from the bench, and I can guarantee you your life will be full of good karma. Next up is your footwear. Now, typically speaking, a lot of guys out there don't understand the value of a good lifting shoe. Well, it will make a big difference in your squat and in your deadlift. So first off, let's just say you need to get a good quality shoe. And second, because you're gonna be sweating your ass off while doing this training, here's the next level shit. Get fabric softener. Throw them in there when you're done and wash them every once in a while, for God's sakes, and you will see that your gym bag doesn't smell like a sweaty nutsack. That's the last thing you want. You don't want to be that guy having to be the brunt of all jokes around the gym because you smell like pigpen, all right? No one wants to marinate in your own stink. Make sure your gym bag is an extension of that stink, so be sure to pack good 3 or 4 of these fabric softeners, put them in your shoes and throughout all the little nooks and crannies of your gym bag. It will keep you from smelling like absolute dog shit. And speaking of smelling like a sack full of assholes, 9 times out of 10 it's because you're sweating like a stuck pig while training. In order to combat that and to keep from seeing diminishing returns in your performance and strength, explosiveness, and overall muscular endurance, stay hydrated throughout your training routine. What I do is not the old school bodybuilding thing of carrying a full jug of water down around the gym and all day. I simply have an empty Zephyrhills water bottle, and I make sure to fill it up before every routine that I do inside the gym. Drink about 2 of these throughout your training. I can guarantee you it's not going to have as lethal effect on your performance as if you were just going all cottonmouth throughout your training. Keep this in the side pocket of the gym bag, fill it up before warming up, and I can guarantee you you're not going to see the diminishing returns on the gains that you deserve. Next up, there's our lifting support crew, talking about joint support provided by belts, sleeves, and wraps. Notice that gloves aren't a part of that. Hand pawns are to be used by chicks and dudes that just don't get it. You don't need them, they're no good, it actually dips your performance and causes you to be made fun of by other meatheads that are more self-respecting. No man pawns. The first belt I have is a deadlift belt. This one's a little bit more pliable, still provides good support surrounding your spine, but when you get it cinched up nice and tight when deadlifting, this will keep you from having so much intra-abdominal pressure and pushing out so hard that you push a rib out of socket. I've done this multiple times while using a more typical powerlifting belt, and it is uncomfortable for weeks at a time. This pliable belt that you can get at, Spud Inc. is a great deadlift belt. It provides all the stability that you need and will not allow you to push so hard that you pop a rib out. So, great belt, try it out for yourself. The next belt I have is a traditional powerlifting belt. This one I got from MANdler, which is a fantastic company if you're willing to throw down a couple bucks to get a kick-ass piece of equipment that will last a lifetime. All right, I typically use this for squats and also bench press, and even when I'm doing other strongman type events where I just need to focus on creating a lot of stability surrounding my spine, like a power yoke. All right, the benefit of this, using it over the kind of the flimsier one, is that I use this more when I'm kind of bending at the trunk. This, given the fact it's for squats, you're obviously going to be more upright, so it's not going to dig into your ribs and put a lot of pressure in them and pop one out. So this is going to be for more squats, bench press, and strongman type events. Use this for more deadlifts, or if you're in strongman, for maybe like a stone load. But ultimately, there is a difference, and if you have the bucks to get them both, definitely do so, because you're going to get a lot of benefit out of each one of them. Next up is knee support. All right, I use wraps. I got these from Elite FTS. I think these are the 250 centimeter ones, and these are going to be what gives you a lot of rebound out of the bottom of a front or back squat when you're trying to hit a 1 to a 3 rep max, let's say. And anything heavier than that, and I'll wear sleeves, but these are going to completely eliminate any mobility, but because of that, create a lot of stability and rebound out of the bottom of a squat. So you're gonna be able to put some serious bar bending weight on your squats and do so with a little bit more support surrounding your knees. It's also gonna make it nice and tight so you don't have any of that knee pain. So these are a great investment. Got them, like I said, at EliteFTS.com. They have great wraps. Haven't had any problems with these, and have these for years. So try those out when you're doing some heavy ass squats. I can guarantee you'll feel a lot better while doing them. Next up, we have our knee sleeves. Now, I mentioned with wraps, it's all about creating a lot of stability, but the downfall of that is that you create no mobility. All right, you don't have not much range of motion. You're just kind of like Frankenstein up there going to the squat rack, but you get the benefits of having more rebound at the bottom. In order to get a little bit more mobility, but still have a little bit of rebound at the bottom of a squat, whether that be front or back squat, like let's say you're doing kind of the 4 to 10 rep range, or just doing some heavy repetitive work, I absolutely love knee sleeves. These can also be used in strongman too. Provide a lot of kind of tightness and warmth around your knee to reduce knee pain. I got these from Super Training. These are the strong sleeves. I just actually recently got them about a week ago and absolutely love them. Love them more than any other sleeves I've got. They're strong, they're sturdy, they provide a lot of stability, but they also give you the freedom of more mobility so you don't move like an absolute ass clown out there. You're able to still move a little athletically. So they're gonna be great for strongman events, but also some heavy repetitive work on your squats, whether that be front or a back squat. Next up, we have our wrist wraps. These are going to be absolutely clutch if you have any serious pain, chronic pain issues with your wrist while bench pressing, overhead pressing, or doing any general dumbbell work. Not only will they keep you in alignment, which will reduce the amount of pain that you're experiencing while doing heavy work or repetitive work, but they'll also stack your joints when pressing. So you'll, instead of being back here, which will reduce the amount of force that you can transfer into the bar for the bench, incline bench, or overhead press, you'll stay in more alignment so that you can produce more force and generate that into the bar. But overall, these are a great piece of equipment that will automatically make you more of an effective lifter and less pain while lifting, so no snap city. And you can get these at Super Training, the Gangsta Wraps. Absolutely love everything that Mark Bell's putting out. It's some quality shit that you can tell he put some time and effort into the quality of the production of it. It's going to last a long time because of the double stitching. So love these, try them out. Super Training, everything he produces is good shit. So try them out, and I think you're gonna be really happy with the results that you get and the reduction in pain that you receive as well. Next up, we have some heavy duty lifting straps. I got these from Spud Inc. They're 10 times better than anything you can get at like Perform Better. Those half-assed little baby straps, they're not good. They're gonna tear pretty quickly if you're lifting some serious weight. And a lot of people will say that using straps is going to reduce the amount of grip work that you can get. Well, here's what I say about that. I typically use these specifically and solely for doing heavy deadlifts. And the reason I do that and don't have any problems with doing it is that I know I can bring my grip strength up within a couple of weeks of accessory work, doing some pinch grip and some long distance farmer's walk. What I can't do is bring my deadlift up that quickly if my limiting factor is my grip. So don't be afraid to use some lifting straps. Don't abuse them by doing them with some dumbbell curls. But ultimately, do not be afraid to throw these into, let's say, your deadlift routine in order to be able to generate more force in whatever movement pattern that you're going to use. And speaking of grip, one of the things that will give you a better grip throughout your training routine is chalk. But here's the deal. Not a lot of gyms these days have a heightened man quotient. They think chalk is the devil. So what you need to do is go Black Ops and get this spray chalk. It's not as good as typical lifting chalk, but then again, remember, if you're lifting in a pussified gym, then sometimes you have to bite the bullet and work with what you're given. This liquid chalk I got at Elite FTS, it's actually got a little disinfectant in there too, which I think gives a little bit of a little tacky, sticky effect. But nevertheless, it is far better than just having sweaty hands and not being able to get a good grip on the bar. So simply wipe down the sweat from your hands, spray this shit, rub them together, and go to town on whatever grip-based implement that you've got to work with. Next up is the all-important training log. You don't want to be that asshole that has to guess whether your training routine is working or not. So in order to do that, keep a training log of what you're doing, the numbers, the reps, the sets, and everything else so that you know for a fact whether or not certain things are working and certain things aren't. Pretty simple equation. Whatever's working, fine-tune that. Whatever's not, throw it out. The only way you're going to know for sure is by keeping a training log, and every once in a while, probably once every week or two, looking at it and marking and noting the progress or the regressions that you're making. Training logs. Don't throw shit on a wall and see what sticks. Be more organized and you will be happier with the results that you get. And the last thing, which is pretty next level, if I must say, is going to be a camera. You don't need a fancy HD camera. If you have an iPhone or anything else that allows you to take video of your lifting form, you'll be able to coach yourself through it on the next set so that you don't make the same mistakes that you did before. Things like that are what make a big difference. Do it, and I can guarantee you, you're going to be able to clear up a lot of the form issues that cause a lot of pain and cause dips in your performance so that you can scrap that shit and reinforce all of the issues that are keeping you from being the badass, explosive, strong lifter that you should be. Hey man, if you enjoyed that video and want more of the same, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date with all the next level shit we're going to be hooking you up with here that will show you the insider track to build more size, strength, density, muscularity, and dominating levels of conditioning. And if you're looking to get an immediate bump in your gains in strength and muscularity, then do yourself a favor and pick up a free copy of the Muscle Building Blueprint by simply clicking on this button right there. When you do that, I'll take you to the next page, which outlines everything you're going to be getting with this heavy-hitting kick-ass gift, as well as what you need to do in order to allow me to email it directly to your inbox without spending a single penny. Appreciate your time, guys. Have a good one. MANdler